Assalamualaikum friends, so welcome back to another video of web designing course. So in this class we will learn more about CSS. So let's get started. First open up your folder in which your file you have saved your file. So now right click on any blank space and there is an option open with code. Just click on it. So your folder will be open in the Visual Studio Code. So now here is my index.html file. So first I will make an h1 tag and sorry now. So this is the first heading and a paragraph. So let's say it lorem ipsum. So now run it on your browser. So now we have learned the color and background color properties in the previous class. So now first of all make a style attribute. In the style attribute now we will learn more properties of CSS. So now we are using a font size property. That make it again. So you can now see there is an property appearing there. So you can use from there. Now there are extra small, extra large, extra small, and initial, inherit, unset. You can use. If I add extra small, so it will be too small. So I can add extra small. So it will be better. You can use these sizes, or you can also use you can also set your font size by adding specific numbers with the pixels. So you can see that you can also use pixels for changing your font size, or you can use EM. Like if I add EM, so you can see, and if I add 2 EM, so it will also work. If I add 2 REM, so it is another unit for writing font size. So now we have another property of font family. So now there you have many font families. You can search for anyone on the browser also. There. Or there is a Google Fonts. So if you want another fonts, and you can use Google Fonts in your HTML page. Like there, first of all I will show you by using font from there. So I will add cursive. These are fonts that are default that are installed by default in your Windows. So you can use it without linking any file. But first of all I remove this linking because we do not have learned about linking files. So I will tell you later. So you can see Now font family we have set it. You can change it to like I will use fantasy, so it will change, or I can use Time New Roman. So now now we have another property, font weight property, by which you can add your font to lighter or bold or medium. Like I will add 400, so it will be same, because now if I add 500, so it will change some, and if I add 600, so now it again bold, so you can use 700, so it will be the same. Now 8 and it is same again. We can use lighter, so it will be light, or we can use bold, so it can be bold. So we will use lighter, or we can use medium. So if I add cursive there, so you can see some boldness is appearing there. If I add 400, so it is not doing anything, because we have less. So now this if I add 600, so it will be bold. So it will be lighter if I add below 600. So now we will learn about internal CSS. So internal CSS can be written inside the head tag. You can make a style tag for writing internal CSS. So there, if you want to style your HTML elements, you have to name the. First of all, I will sign in my phone. So now, style tag, you have to write internal CSS in the style tag. So you have to write the name of the element you want to style. Like I want to style my p tag, so I will write p, and now there I will write a curly bracket with closing and ending. So now I will just copy these properties from there and paste in the between curly brackets. So I can save, and now it is affected on the paragraph also. So I can use 1 em, 1.5 em, 1.8 em, or you can use 1.3 em. I will go with 1.2 em. So now I will add it to fantasy. So you can see it is working. So I will add again cursive. So you can use also there. If I add h1 to style, now I want my font size to 1 em. It will do not affect, because I have written font size 2 em in the inline CSS. So inline CSS is more important than the internal CSS. So if I add inline CSS with the same property and internal CSS with the same property also, so internal CSS will do not work, because I have added an inline CSS with of same property. So if I remove that, now internal CSS will work. So you can see. So it is more useful to use internal CSS by using uh, inline CSS, because I have the same things as paragraph. I want to use the same properties for the H1 also, like I want to use all the same properties of paragraph in H1 also. So I will add a comma, and then H1 name, the tag name I want to use, and now I will save to. So it will be effect on both, because I have added both the tags there. So I have added one time CSS, and it have affected on both the tags. So if I add another, we have created a pre tag. So if I add a pre tag there, and there, if I add the name of the pre tag there also, so it will affect on the pre tag. First I will show you, so you can see. Now if I add comma and then pre, so you can see it has worked on pre tag also. So it will work on any tag, every element of the HTML document. So now there's an property of CSS that is called text align. If I use text align, so there are many properties, so there are many options. If I add text align end, so it will go to the end, or if I add center, so it will be add to the center, and if I add right, so it will again go to right. So now I can use also start, so it will be at start, or I can use left, so it will be at left. So I will use center, so it is centered. Now we will use external CSS. Why we use external CSS? Because if I have two HTML page, like I am creating a new one, I am naming it another page .html. So I am just copying it all there. So there I want styles also, and I do not want to style. I do not want to write again and again the same styles for in every page. So now we will use external CSS to affect one time to every page of my HTML. So I will copy these properties, and now I will remove this. So now I will make another file called I will name it style. Like for HTML page we use .html extension. So for the CSS file we use .css extension for adding the CSS. So we have created our first style of our first external CSS file. So you can name whatever you want. I have named style.css. It is not compulsory to name style.css. You can use whatever you want. I can say it main.css also, or anything I want. So I will name it main.css. So now I will copy my properties. Now I will run, but it will do not affect, because I do not have linked my file with my HTML pages. So I have to add a link tag in the head tag. So I will add link there. If I add right link, so it will make my tag by default. So if I add link, So you can see if I press enter, so my link tag has been made. So we will add relations. We have to add relations attribute because there are other things we can link. So there is an H reference where I have to add my CSS file name. So if I will add main.css. If I have my CSS file in the another folder, like I have made it a CSS folder, and inside this folder I have added my CSS file. So now I will run, but it will do not affect because I do not have entered the correct path for the CSS file. So I will add CSS / main.css, so it will be a correct path, so it will work. So it is not working there because I do not have linked in the another page. So because this is another page, so I will also copy this and paste it there in the another page. So you can see, so it will affect there also. If I add, if I remove CSS folder name, so it will do not affect like that. So I have to add CSS. So you can see. So you have learned why we use external and internal and inline CSS. If I want to style only one element, if I want to style my heading for the in the of the index.html file, so I will add a color like I only want color aqua for the index.html file, so I will add there the heading name. I can use inline CSS. So if I want if I have two h1 tags there, so my external CSS will affect on both of the headings. Like this is my second heading. So you can see. But if I add aqua to internal CSS, so in the internal CSS, so it will be effect to both of the headings, but will not affect in the another HTML page because I do not have added a external CSS. If I add external, so it will be affect both. So you have learned the use of external, internal and inline CSS. So we will learn more about HTML attributes in the next class, and we will use them to style our HTML page. So we will back with the other elements in the next video. So just practice it, and you have to practice it for making a good website and learning faster, for learning fast. So Allah Hafiz friends.